Let's get one thing out of the way. I'm not supposed to be here. Not in the military, not building a life I'm proud of, and definitively not posting YouTube videos about discipline, planning, and long-term goals. Because for most of my teenage years, I was the kid who never showed up. I was the ghost. I skipped over 1,000 classes in high school, missed more than 250 days of school. And still, somehow, I graduated. And no, this isn't one of those I dropped out and became a millionaire stories. It's more like I made every possible mistake and still clawed my way out. Let me take you back. So, in high school, my mindset was simple. Get the paper, nothing more. I didn't care about grades. Didn't dream of honor rolls or scholarships. My only goal was just to pass. 60%? Cool. Good enough. The future felt far away. None of it seemed to matter. By the time I was 18, I had already moved 14 times. No stability, is always adapting. At home, discipline didn't exist. My dad, he was too tired to drive me to school. Sometimes he'd even encourage me to stay at home, so we could binge video games or late night shows. He'd call the school, say I had a dentist appointment again, and we'd laugh about it. The secretary knew my name. I was the dentist kid, basically. It sounds fun, and in some ways, as a teen, it was. But the consequences cut up. So, maybe you're telling yourself, what the fuck, he missed so much classes? Maybe you've missed even more. That's just my story. But if you ask yourself, like, how all that started, let me tell you, the skipping didn't start in high school. Even in elementary school, I'd be late, miss days, stay home, sick. You know, like not really sick, but I was faking it. I remember lining up at midnight with my dad to buy Black Ops 2. We gamed all night. Of course I didn't go to school the next day. Same thing with WWE events. Late night pay-per-views. No schools the next morning. Even teachers notice. One though, we were so poor, she offered to buy me a winter jacket. We weren't broke, but from the outside, it looked like I was neglected. And in a way, it was not malicious, just a total absence of structure and discipline. I watched my dad skip work the same way I skipped school. He was always calling sick, sleeping in, putting things off. So I copied what I saw, and that became my normal. My strategy of survival was that at 16, I was skipping 150 to 180 classes per year. In Quebec, that's 4 classes a day. That's almost half the school year gone. But there's the twist. I still passed because I had a strategy. Oh, I said almost half of the school year, but it's more a quarter. Let's put it like this, more a quarter. I have trouble to adjust with the system of the rest of North America. Yeah, the twist. I still passed because I had the strategy. I knew when to show up. If there was a test or something important, I was there. I only skipped like the non-essentials classes, I'd say. Not that they are non-essentials, but to get your paper, to get your diploma, you don't really need to pass those, or at least you're allowed to not pass one of them. So, like for example, the gym class, art class, random electives, gone. Even if I accidentally missed a more important class, I didn't care. I learned on friends. One of them once explained me the entire math exam in 15 minutes. And I'm not kidding here. Like, I remember I missed maybe 2 weeks of math class because I was simulating that I was like super sick. I don't remember what virus we told the school that I had, but it was something big that kind of gave me like 2 weeks off, and I decided I was just going to listen to the Star Wars: The Clone Wars animation show, like just watch all the seasons. So yeah, I was just staying at home, and for 2 weeks I didn't went to school. And I kind of miss a bunch of math class. And when I came back, I wasn't tracking if there was an exam or something. And there was one, because I talked to my friend that morning, and he was like, yeah, man, there's we have a big exam like this morning and all that. So I just told him, dude, please save me. Like, just tell me anything, what I should know. And I remember it was just like, okay, so you see that section, you connect that section with this one, and then you multiply, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm saying random stuff here, but you see what I mean. Like, he's just explaining me, and when I sat in class, I remember what my friend just told me, and I make it work. I passed that exam. That was crazy. And yeah, sometime I was cheating. Not proud of it, but I did what I had to do. Multiple choice. I peeked. Like I was looking on my left or my right, trying to sit close to the smart girl. She's always get 95%, always get the best grade. So I used to sit close to them and peeked, looking at their stuff. I was super good at that. Book reports, like we had books to read, and they gave us maybe 3 months, and I didn't even rent the book at the library. So I was copying my friend. Like I told them, like, just put your sheets a bit on the left corner of your desk, and I peeked and I look at what they have put in, and that was saving my life. I knew the bare minimum I need. Some classes I failed, like art or gym, because I calculated that they didn't matter for my graduation. I was playing the game, and I knew the rule. Eventually, the system noticed. So the school called me in like grade 10. The principal threatened me to call Child Protective Services. I remember I went in that. I did it like you're sitting in class, and you get called in front, and you go there, and then you meet the principal. There's something wrong, but you don't know exactly what. For me, it was normal to miss, so I thought maybe it's something else. A bit stressed, but then I realized, okay, it's just because I'm missing school. And then it appears to me that she didn't open my file before. And then she was like, oh my God, you missed so much classes, blah, blah, blah. The secretary told me that you're missing way too much. And then she was like, all right, let's look at your grades right now. And she opened my file, and she was like, yeah, okay, yeah, 60. Like I was literally passing all my classes. So again, she treated me to call Child Protective Services if I was continuing and taking that path. But yeah, because I was passing, I continued to miss those classes, and it hasn't been anything else. It didn't follow up. So they let me be. Some teachers cared, and others gave up. Then came the real wake-up call. Summer school. I failed the final math exam when I was like 14 years old. I scored 9% at that final exam. The exam that you need to have a good grade, because it's like covering all the year, all the stuff that we saw through the year, and you need to have a good grade because it's representing a big part of your final grade. And I had 9%. I had to redo it in the summer, not the exam, but like a 3-week courses to make sure I passed that class. And that was just to move forward. So that shook me. Not because I suddenly cared about school, but because I realized how close I was to throwing it all away. From then on, I got more careful. Still skipping, but smarter about it. And then, that's funny, because a couple of years later, I joined the military. So at 17 years old, I went from waking up at noon to waking up at 4:30 a.m. No more dentist excuses. No more skipping. You miss something now, you pay for it. And that structure changed everything. In 5 years of military college, I barely missed a class. I had to become disciplined, and I did it. I became the guy who shows up early. I mean, everyone was supposed to be that guy when you're in that type of school. I was getting things done. I build myself routines, and I stick to it. Looking back, the transition was brutal but necessary. I felt like someone flipped a switch in my brain from drifting to driven. So what I learned, do I regret it? Honestly, not really. Those chaotic years taught me something powerful. When to give effort and when to save it. I wasn't burnout, I was strategic. And today, that same mindset helps me avoid burnout in life and work. Would I recommend skipping school? Of course not. But I would recommend understanding your own rhythm, knowing what matters, showing up when it counts. I also learned resilience, to adapt, to recover, to make something out of nothing. And today I'm planning my retirement at 42 years old. I've got a stable life, a job I take seriously, and long-term goals. But it started with chaos, controlled chaos. If you're watching this and you feel behind, like everyone else is moving forward and you're just stuck, it's not over. Just show up when it matters. Focus on passing. Get the paper, the diploma. No one will care if you had 62% or 92% in 5 years, especially if we are talking about high school right now. But that paper still opens doors. And if your home life is messy, chaotic, unstable, I see you, I was you, find a path. Find your structure, even if you have to build it alone. If I could do it, missing more than 1,000 classes, and still make it out, so can you. You're not broken, you're just early in the story. Thanks for listening to my stories. If it hit home, let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you want more raw stories like this one. And check out this next video about how the military forced discipline into me. We're not done growing, and neither are you. Have a good one. Take care.